live with Tao. Thinking limits you. Thinking limits you when there is no object to your attention. You are nowhere or you are everywhere. You are free. You have become freedom. Thinking limits you. If you are thinking, you are limited. Thinking gives you a limit, and there are many types of thinking, many types of thinking, many types of limit. Thinking limits you. There are many types of limits. You are a Hindu. It gives you a limit. Hindu. To be a Hindu, you are attached to a particular thought, to a particular system, to a particular pattern. This limits you. You are Christian, then again you are limited. A religious person cannot be a Hindu or a Christian or a Muslim. And if someone is Hindu, Muslim, or Christian, he is not religious. Impossible, because Hinduism is a thought, Christianity is a thought, Islam is a thought. It gives you a particular pattern of life, and this is what has been projected as the way to be religious. But indeed, it limits you. A religious person means not thinking thoughts, not limited by any thought or any system or pattern, not limited by mind, living in unlimited dimensions. You are infinite. It is a different matter that you can use a particular language. You look at yourself. There are people who, when you are coming to the eating habits, there are people who are unlimited in their choices. There are Mexican cuisine, Italian cuisine, American cuisine, Indian cuisine, Chinese cuisine, Hakka cuisine. There are people who eat only one type of food. Restricted choices. There are people who are unlimited in their choices. You consider this as normal. When it comes to religion, you want to remain attached to a particular pattern of thinking, a Hindu pattern, a Christian pattern, or an Islamic pattern. Why do you eat food? Whether you are eating Mexican food or Indian or Chinese or of any other type, you eat food to provide nourishment to your body, to nourish and nurture your body. You focus on the food that gives you a proper balanced nutrition and nourishment. And this is considered as wisdom. When it comes to religion, it your choices are limited. You are condemnatory to the other religious belief systems. When it comes to the food. Do you condemn any other food? Your focus is on a balanced diet, whether you are eating pizza or any other kind of Italian food, or in doing the food, my emphasis is on using the ingredients that give a fulfillment of a balanced meal. Now, even what it is happening, normally the pastas were made with white flour or pizza. Now their pattern has changed. Pizzas are being made with whole wheat flour. The pastas are being made with whole wheat flour, as well as you have the gluten-free pastas are also available in the market. You are eating the food of your choice, but your emphasis has shifted from a particular cuisine. In that particular cuisine, the emphasis is on nutrition, the value of the food, the contents, the protein is important, the fresh vegetables are important. Protein of one kind is not enough, but instead it is a variety, the carbohydrate, the engine of energy, that which nourishes, the provides the energy, is a balanced meal. South Indian food, which is fermented food, and fermented food is very important for digestion in the system. Then there are, we use the soya bean products. That is also a kind of a fermented food. So emphasis is on nutritional value in whatever food you eat. But this is not the case with religion. We are limited. We are guided by a particular pattern of thoughts, a Christian pattern, or a Roman, even in Christianity, Roman Catholic, the Presbyterian, Protestant, and so many other branches. When it comes to Islam, there are different patterns. Hinduism is the same thing. But if your focus is on the contents, the balanced meal, then if you are focused on that you are eternal, never born, never dies, always is, then that becomes a totally a different kind of understanding. So Hinduism is a way of thought patterns to live life. Just as you eat different kind of foods in order to create a balanced diet, similar thing has to be in other aspects of life. When you have a certain thought, that thought becomes your barrier. It may be a beautiful thought, still it is a barrier. A beautiful prison is still a prison. It is well decorated. It may be a golden thought, but still it makes no difference. It imprisons you all the while. It imprisons you all the same. And whenever you have a thought pattern and you are attracted to it, you have always been against some other thing. Because barriers cannot exist if you are not against someone. A thought is always a prejudice. It is always, there is always something you are for and something you are against. I have heard about a religious Christian man who was a poor farmer. He belonged to the Society of Friends. He was a Quaker. Quakers are non-violent. They believe in love, in friendship, and things like these. He was coming from the city to the village on his mule cart, and suddenly, apparently without any cause, the mule stopped and he would not budge. He tried. He persuaded the mule in Christian way. He persuaded the mule in a very friendly manner, in a non-violent way. He was a Quaker. He could not beat the mule because that is what Quakers are. He could not use strong words. He could not abuse, scold, but he was filled with anger. But how to beat the mule? He wanted to beat the mule, so he said to the mule, "Behave rightly, because I am a Quaker. I cannot beat you. I cannot scold you. I cannot be violent. But remember, mule, that I can sell you to someone who is not a Christian." This is very important analogy. The Christian has his own words and a non-Christian is opposite. The Christian cannot conceive that the non-Christian can reach the kingdom of God. Someone on one of my posts has made a comment and he said Jesus is the only way. It was something on enlightenment. Jesus is the only way for enlightenment. This is the way. A Hindu cannot conceive, a Jain cannot conceive that others can enter the kingdom of bliss. Impossible. Thoughts create limitations, a barrier, a boundary, and all those not who are not for are taken to be against. One who is not in agreement with me is bound to be against me. So either you are for or against me. How can you be everywhere? You look at it, you wear all kinds of clothes. You are not restricted to any particular color or anything. Food, you have a multiple choice. You can eat different types of foods. You can eat different types of sweets. There are people for whom chocolate is, and the chocolate related items, the cakes, pastries are the sweets. There is a wide range of sweets, a wide choice. One who is not in agreement that there can be any sweets other than chocolate and chocolate related products. He is against those. How can you be everywhere? You can be with a Christian, then you cannot be the non-Christian. You can be with the Hindus, you cannot be with non-Hindus. With Mohammedans, Muslims, thoughts are bound to be somewhere against someone or something, it cannot be total. Are you totally in agreement with? It cannot be total. Remember, thoughts cannot be total. No thought can be total. You are living in a city, in a place, in an area, and if you have to go from there to somewhere, is there only one route? There are different routes to reach that place from different places. Can you say that you can reach to a particular place in your city, in your country, by a single route, or there is only one route? If you say that you have to go to the market, there is only one vehicle that can take you to the market, that is a particular brand of vehicle. Can only Toyota take you to the shopping mall, not any other vehicle? We consider this as a stupidity. So God is that, godliness or enlightenment is that mall which can be reached by any vehicle. You can go on walking, you can go on running, you can go in short pants, you can go in long pants, and you can use any vehicle, self-driven or hired, or you can say that you can reach to that place only through a hired taxi, or not the share taxi, or not with this vehicle. This vehicle will not take you to the shopping mall. Only this particular brand or this particular color of the vehicle will take you to the shopping mall. Only people who are black or white or brown, they can reach to the shopping mall, or they can enter in that particular place. Or if you are traveling in a plane, only this particular airline can take you to the place of your destination, and only this one or that one. So are you interested in this kind of narrowness? But when it comes to religion, we very proudly restrict ourselves and confine ourselves within the self-chosen prisons. Is it not hypocrisy? How can you be everywhere? You can celebrate, but even if somehow or the other it has happened that we celebrate all the festivals. When you celebrate a Christian festival, or do you go to the church and participate in that? When you go to a Hindu festival, do you follow only the social pattern of that, or all the aspects? Just wearing the clothes or taking the participation, you have to be totally into that. How can you be everywhere? You can be the Christian, you cannot be a non-Christian. You can be a Hindu, but you cannot be non-Hindu, or with Muslims, or with Christians. Thought is bound to be somewhere against someone or something. It cannot be total. Remember, thoughts cannot be total. Only no thought can be total. Secondly, thought is always from the mind. It is always a byproduct of the mind. It is your attitude, your speculation, your prejudice, your reaction, your formulation, your concept, your philosophy, but it is not existence itself. It is something about the existence, but not the existence itself. A flower is there. You can say something about it. That is a thought. You can say it is beautiful. You can say it is ugly. You can say, I like this flower. You can say, I cannot like this flower. You can say it is sacred, but whatsoever you say about the flower, is it flower? It is not flower. The flower exists without your thoughts of any kind. It is beautiful, it is ugly, it is red, it is white. Yes, these are the different things. The presence of the flower is not bound by your thoughts. Flower exists without your thoughts. And whenever you are thinking about the flower, you are creating a barrier between you and the flower. You are not. The moment you say, Jesus is the only way, this is what you have been taught, or Islam is the only way, or Hinduism is the only way, or Mexican food is the only food, it may be that is your choice. You are not, you are limited in your choices. A flower does not need your thought, it exists. Drop your thoughts, and then when you drop your thoughts, you can drop yourself into the flower. You will dissolve into the flower. Whatsoever you say about the rose is meaningless. Howsoever meaningful it may appear. To you it may appear meaningful, but it is not. It is meaningless. When you, what you say is not needed. It is going, it is not going, it is not giving you any, giving you nothing. It is not giving any existence to the flower. The presence, the existence of the flower is not dependent on your thoughts, thinking, or anything. It is creating a film between you and the flower. It is creating a limitations, your thoughts is creating a limitation. So whenever there is a thought, you are you have you are closed from all the sides. Christianity creates a prison for you. Hinduism creates a prison for you. You say, I am a Protestant, or I am a Roman Catholic, or I am this or that, or I am a follower of Shiva, or Krishna, or Ram, and everything. You are creating disturbances. You are creating barriers. And so many barriers man has created around himself that there is no freedom. No freedom of any kind. If you don't think, you simply are fully alert, aware, but without any clouds of thoughts, you are unlimited. The body is not the only body. There is a deeper body, and the deeper body is mind. Mind consists of, body consists of matter. Mind also consists of matter, subtle, more refined. Body is the outer layer. Mind is the inner layer. And it is easy to be identified with the body, and it is more difficult to be detached from the mind. It is very easy to be detached from the mind, very easy to be detached from the body, but to be detached from the mind is most difficult, because with the mind you feel more yourself. mind is subtle. This is how the life goes on. We'll continue. Until then, take care and do have a pleasant day.